The 2018 USA Girls 14B Fast Pitch Western National Championship coming to you from Wallace Marine Park in sunny Salem, Oregon. Today's game features the Newburgh Nitro and the Santa Clara Heart. I'm here today with this is Brian Sutherland. I'm here today with longtime South Salem coach Steve Norris. We'll be right back after this message. Welcome back, everybody. Capital Community Television, in its 29th year, is proud to be at the 14B Western National Championships broadcasting this game. I'm here today with Steve Norris. Steve, what are we looking for here this late in the tournament? We are on championship day.
Well, when we started this morning, there were 8 teams still alive, and I believe we're down to 4 perhaps. What we're looking for are the teams that can find it within themselves after this long week of playing to keep grinding and keep playing hard and keep their level of play consistent.
Our two teams today are the Newburgh Nitro out of Newburgh, Oregon. They're the visitors. And the Santa Clarita Heart out of Santa Clarita, California.
Northwest Nitro, number 1 designated player, Olivia Coulter.
Our leadoff hitter for the Nitro, Olivia Coulter. She's the designated player. Our first pitch, forwarded by Alexis Maldonado, is a strike.
Olivia presented bunt and pulled it back. Part of her job is just to see some pitches as the leadoff hitter.
Ball hit foul, fairly deep, left field line. Nice attempt out there in left field. Diving attempt by Paula Caldoran. Foul ball, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Fairly weak ground ball. Hit to the shortstop. Throw across the diamond. In time. 1 down. Nice play by Espinoza at shortstop. Jenna Espinoza. Hitter now for the Nitro, Haley Poff. She's our third baseman. Maldonado throws strike 1.
Nice job working ahead. Seems to be in command of her pitches.
Very much so. Come out and get right after the hitters, try to get ahead. Routine ball to the shortstop again. Throws across the diamond for the second out. Espinoza needs to let somebody else play this game.
Almost a carbon copy of the first play. But as the pitcher, I'm sure she's happy somebody's getting the out.
That right there was another ball in the handle and was not hit well. Brooke Poff is the hitter. Shortstop for the Nitro. Number 3 hitter. Generally your best hitter. A little bit of a change there for Maldonado. Comes inside. May have been just a show-me pitch. See if she goes back to the outside. Nope, we're setting up. Looks like on the inside part of the plate. And line out again to our shortstop. Jenna Espinoza ties a record held by many and records all 3 outs in the top of the first inning. End of half an inning, no score. Well, I'll tell you what, Steve, for those people who may be listening right now on our live stream, don't believe when you hear that there's a lot of rain in Oregon.
Absolutely.
It is beautiful. Couldn't ask for a better day to play softball.
Well,
so pitching for the Nitro, Soraya Nice. She's our flex player. She won't hit, but she's their pitcher. Looks like Soraya, I'm going to struggle with that, Steve, so
Yes.
help me.
Soraya Nice.
It has a little bit of giddy up on this.
Got a little oomph.
Looks like she kind of throws a natural curveball. Left-hander.
Which might take a little bit more to adjust to. For the right-handers, that is. And if we haven't seen enough of Miss Espinoza, Jen Espinoza leading off.
True story. Made all 3 outs in the top half of the first, and now is our leadoff hitter. Steve, you had Santa Clarita in an earlier game, and you were saying that they really hit the ball well.
They're very, very disciplined at the plate, but very aggressive. Brian, they did a really good job of taking the ball to opposite field, hitting it where it was pitched. They're a complete package.
First pitch for strike 1. Strike 2. Good start by Soraya. Up 0-2. Definitely a pitcher's count. Nice work right there. Decided to go up and see if she'd chase. Good pitcher's pitch. That's up again.
One of the questions that will need to be answered here will Hart be able to adjust to the left-handed hitter and throws a little harder than what we've seen so far.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And strikes are out for the first out, the bottom half of the first inning. Nice start by Soraya Nice. That brings up Lily Baggett. She is the third baseman. So I think that Soraya has established she can throw strikes. Exactly what I thought is that now that she's established she can throw strikes, I don't think that there'll be a whole lot of taking of pitches.
Good point. What'll be interesting to see play out is the adjustments that Hart will make, and then what she'll then choose to be her response to when they adjust to her best stuff.
It's interesting that first pitch was up, and then she went back down. So we are 1 ball and 2 strikes. She has a good concept of pitching. I mean, at up 0-2, she's not giving. Ball's fouled off. Got a 2-2 count.
In the little bit we've seen so far, she's able to hit her spots and work vertically as well as horizontally, both sides of the plate, and she can keep it down or she can move it up if she wants to.
With a little movement. And that's strike 3. Again swinging for the second out. Went up, climbed the ladder a little bit at the kind of the top of the strike zone. I like what she's doing in terms of working up, working down. So our hitter is Emma Warford, first baseman, number 3 hitter. Emma's a throwback because nowadays you don't see too many people choke up.
Yeah.
Emma's up there, choked up probably a couple inches on the bat. and a number 3 hitter at that.
Possibly a concession to what she perceives to be the uptick in velocity out of the pitcher.
Could be. Soraya just now tried to throw that last pitch was a change that she's going to try to develop a feel for over the course of the game. Jumps out, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Got a ball up, got her to chase.
Pitcher's count. Ground ball up the middle, a base hit.
Good job with 2 strikes.
Very good job with 2 strikes by Warford. I'm guessing that Soraya wishes she hadn't given her quite as much of the plate.
Number 6, left fielder Paulina Caldero.
Paulina Caldero is the hitter. Ball 2. Caldero is way ahead in the count. Good hitter's pitch right here. Interesting because Nice was rolling right along and now is having a little bit of a problem with the strike zone. Turned her loose on 3-0.
She came out of her shoes on that one.
She did. Nice challenged her.
Paulina had the game I saw her this morning, she had 2 extra base hits and I think 4 or 5 RBIs. She swings it well.
So, Nice takes it back to a full count. That was a good pitch right there, in on the hands, inner half of the plate.
She's not afraid to challenge hitters.
Ball 4 gets by the catcher, but it was ball on this runner at first, holds at second. If I had ball 4, I guess I was mistaken. So it's ball 3. Now we've got a full count.
Here we go.
Pitch on the inside part, buster in on the hands.
Absolutely.
Just froze her. So at the end of 1, we have no score.
No score and 1 hit between the 2 teams. But I suppose it's no surprise that they're at this part of the tournament without some pitching and some defense.
Yeah, we were here yesterday and did some games yesterday, and I have to say that the pitching today so far, given that we've got 1 inning under our belt, is looks like it's a step up.
I would concur.
Boy, Soraya Nice on that first inning, 3 Ks, 2 swinging, 1 watching, 1 called. Good first inning for her. And what's impressive about that to me is that someone like yourself who watched earlier came in, the Hart came in and hit the ball pretty well. And we'll see if that holds and if she can keep that up. But if she can, then she's done a pretty good job against a pretty good hitting team.
Looked like after giving up the initial base hit, she struggled there a little bit, but she bore right down and fixed it and got back in her rhythm.
So leading off in the top of the second inning, the right fielder, Megan Boyles.
Right fielder number 35.
Dad's a coach. It's Eric Boyles along with Ryan Mace for the Nitro. Maldonado is looking in. First pitch a little bit low. Looks like she might try to throw a changeup there. Changeup's tough when usually your feel for it comes somewhere in the game itself.
I would agree.
Ball 2. Boyles has way ahead in the count. Good hitter's pitch here. Maldonado wants to come back with a strike, but something not too much in the middle of the plate.
It is a paradox.
Boyles showed bunt right there, but that was strictly to make her throw a strike. She wanted to see if she could do it. She did it. Now we're back to full-fledged hitting. It's 2 balls, 1 strike.
That's an example of the game within the game, the pitcher and the hitter's duel.
3-1. A bit low. Boy, it'd be a big boost if Nitro could get their leadoff runner on. That gives you a lot of options. Bunting, run and hit, different things you can do. Maldonado comes back, does a great job, and again, Ms. Espinoza makes a play. So right now, we could be watching history in the making. Jenna Espinoza now has made every play in this game. Steve, she's only got, what, another 17 to go.
You heard it here, Brian Sutherland out on a limb predicting.
Our hitter is Alina. There goes the record. Our hitter is Alina Gartska, grounds back to the pitcher. Maldonado makes a nice play.
Gets kind of a little bleeder at her, and she's able to collect herself, calmly pick up the ball, and throw her out.
We said this yesterday too, Steve. The pitcher who can feel their position is valuable. Maya Stiegel's the hitter, second baseman. A little bit up.
Number 2, second baseman, Maya Stiegel.
Comes right back with the ball in the inside part of the plate. Just count 1-1. So far, pretty impressed with these pitchers.
Both of them able to hit spots and move the ball.
So we're at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Maldonado ahead in the count. Got a lot of things she can do right here. Ground ball off the end of the bat to the third baseman. Throws across for the 3rd out. Well played by Lily Baggett. At the end of 1.5, we have no score. Here's that play again, Steve.
Ball hit in the 5-6 hole. Lily comes off, fields it cleanly, comes up, throws a strike. Much to the chagrin of Jenna, who's been 2 plays since she's had a ground ball.
Exactly.
She's getting out of her rhythm.
There's been 6 outs in this game, and Jenna Espinoza has made 4 of them.
But on a serious note, you really can't underestimate a pitcher's confidence level knowing that your teammates behind you are going to play solid defense. And then you know 2 things. Once in a while you might miss, and once in a while a good hitter's going to get a bat on a ball, despite your best efforts.
And that looks like the type of pitcher that Maldonado is, that she pitches to contact. Balls are hit, but not hit extremely hard. On the other hand, it looks to me like Soraya Nice is maybe a bit more of a strikeout pitcher. And I say that it could be the understatement of the year. You got 3 outs in the first inning, and all 3 of them were strikeouts, and I'm here stating the obvious. Isabella Chavez is the hitter, the center fielder for Santa Clarita. Ball's a little bit up. See if she'd chase after that. little bit down.
The challenge for Hart will be adjusting one to the left-handed release. And the other part is that she's got good velocity and good movement.
Yes, she sure does. She wishes she had that one back. That ball was up in the zone. Would have been ball 3. She helped her a bit. 2 balls, 1 strike. Boy, that's a good looking pitch.
Boy, she came right at her with that one.
And she starts the ball outside, and she's got a curve. It's a natural curve, and it breaks into on the right-handed hitter, and she starts at the outside part of the plate. You give up on it, and it gets the outside corner.
Yep.
Ball's in inside. So Chavez is taking it to a full count. I don't think Nice is extremely concerned about it. I think she feels like she can throw a strike right here.
Just need to snap that one off a bit.
Okay, that first runner getting on, that's a big advantage for Hart. That brings up Emily Benavidez. She's the right fielder. And, of course, now, Coach, you get that age-old question. I'm expecting a bunt.
Up.
Coach Norris is over here. He's been a coach for 1,000 years, and he can't stop.
And my daughter caught for a number of years. Sorry about that.
He wanted that catcher to know that ball was up. 1 strike. He gets ahead. Nice gets ahead on the batter. Nice pitch. Right on the knees, outside part of the plate. That was a very good pitch. It's no balls, 2 strikes. She's looking for a ground ball right here. If she can get something hit right at somebody.
Like to get a ball to the right side if you can, move the runner. But then again, with 2 strikes, you just like to get contact.
I'll tell you that. Trying to bunt the first pitch and not being able to get it down. You know, as a coach, you need that runner moved along. Benavidez strikes out on a ball up around her shoulders. That is the 4th strikeout for Nice. Brings up Alexis Maldonado, the pitcher.
And again, she started it off with a crease in her front knee with a strike and then finishes it off with a ball above her hands.
This is the first left-hander facing Nice.
Got to
steal second base. And she's thrown out. Chavez caught stealing. That goes 2-4 for the second out. Very nice throw, good play. Strike 1 on Maldonado. That was a tough pitch. He started off on Maldonado's hands. Nice threw that pitch on her hands, and it broke right over the inside part of the plate. This is tough duty for a left-hander. That ball breaks, and it's tough to hang in there.
It almost doesn't break till it's the front of the box. It breaks late, and she can hit her spots. She's the real deal.
Ball's fouled off. Still 0-2, way ahead.
Alexis gets to stay alive a little bit longer.
And again, chases high. Strikes out for the 3rd out. That brings our score to the bottom half of the through 2 innings. No score in our game. And at this point, Steve, Soraya Nice has faced 6 batters and struck out 4. She is doing a great job.
Yeah, no question, she is in command. And again, that's a great combination. She's left-handed, she's got velocity, and she can change the locations up and down, and she can move the ball in and out.
And that natural little bit of movement she has makes, I mean, it's something that you've got to get used to. And so we'll see the second time around if they've made some adjustments on her.
Yeah, hitting is rhythm and timing, and right now the rhythm and timing does not belong to Hart. But to continue being Captain Obvious, there's quite a few bits of softball innings to play.
But you know, on the other hand, you got Maldonado out here, who's faced 6 batters and got 6 batters. So I mean, she's not the strikeout pitcher, but there hasn't been anything hit hard, and people are making plays. And so it goes kind of what you're saying. What you said earlier is that if you're the Hart team, you know that your pitcher's going to throw strikes. You're probably going to get some balls hit to you, and you're on your toes and ready to play grade D. For Newburgh, it's the exact opposite. You know, you got a pitcher out there that potentially is a little bit dominant, and so you know, does that cause you to relax? I don't know. The leadoff hitter for the Nitro, Sarah Ellerton. She's our catcher for the Nitro. That ball's hit pretty well into the gap. That's deep. And that ball is out of here. A home run for Sarah Ellerton. On the very first pitch of the 3rd inning, Sarah Ellerton takes it deep over the left center field fence. Ball was hit well, Steve.
Boy, that's a good swing on a good pitch. And that's what sometimes there's a tendency to relax a little bit on the 9 hitter. She saw that ball well, got the big part of the bat on it.
That brings up Kaylee Schwab, left fielder. See how Maldonado reacts to that. That ball's hit well. That's driven down the left field line. Good, nice job in left field, cutting that off. Pulls her to a single. That was a very good play by Paulina Caldera, excuse me. Darn it. Ball was hit well. Brooke Allison comes and played first baseman. Runner on first. And, you know, part of me wants to say bunt her over, but the way they're swinging the bat right now, do you try to ride it while you can? Ball's hit to third base. Goes to second base for the Force. They try to turn it.
Oh, not in time.
Not in time. Good play by the third baseman.
Got a little handcuff. She almost caught that ball behind her knees. The ball was sharply hit.
It's Lily Baggett at third. We are back to the top of the order, and Olivia Coulter, the designated player, here in the top of the 3rd inning. Ball's up. Now with 1 out, I don't think Steven, now I would not bunt. I don't think. Ball's hit off the end of the bat.
There we go.
Throw it across the diamond for the out of first base.
Does move the runner over.
For the second out. Brings up Haley Poff, third baseman for the Nitro. I was a little surprised right there, Steve, that she didn't go for the Force at second base again. It looked like about the same type of play as she just got through making. But she got the out, and that's the key. As you said, though, Poff now gets to hit with a runner in scoring position.
Here's Poff trying to get in the pitcher's head a little bit and disrupt her rhythm, her timing.
Ball's down.
Good stop by our catcher, Neal.
Just inside. Good pitch.
Just missed.
Just missed. She probably needs to right now, though, go after Poff. You probably do not want to get to the number 3 hitter, who also happens to be Haley's sister, Brooke. That's ball 3, the ball in the dirt.
Now we're one base closer to scoring.
Yep, the wild pitch. 3 balls, no strikes. We've got a 1-0 score in favor of the Nitro right now, and they're looking to add another.
Let's see if they give her the green light.
I don't know if she had the green light or not. It may have been just that she didn't like that.
That could be
pitch.
very well, yes.
3 balls, 1 strike.
And sometimes she may have not had the green light. She just missed the sign.
And that will be ball 4.
Which, interesting.
All righty, so now that brings up Brooke Poff with runners on first and third. Common play throughout this tournament has been the fake bunt in order to try to let the runner at first steal. Be interesting to see what happens here. Will the Nitro, or excuse me, will Hart throw through? They do not. Tough pitch. That was a tough pitch to handle. So catcher made a nice play right there, making sure the ball stayed in front. That's Emma Neal, and then decided to hold on to it. So now we have runners on second, third. Boy, a hit right here for the Nitro would be big.
Yeah, anything to the outfield may score too, because you know Poff's going to be wheeling, looking to score from with 2 out from second base.
And looking around the outfield, it looks like they're playing fairly deep, maybe with the exception of the center fielder, but the left fielder definitely looks like she's deep.
I'm playing more towards the line than the gap.
Good drop ball. Threw that at the bottom of the zone, little drop on it. 2 balls, 1 strike. Maldonado's battling out there, trying to get through this inning, minimize the damage. That ball is hit deep to left for the third out. That is a pop fly to routine fly ball to left field for the third out. So at the end of 2.5 innings, the score, the Nitro 1 and Hart 0.
Nice play by Paulina Caldera, who came in and made the routine catch. But with 2 runs at stake, nothing's routine, right?
Exactly. Well, now it's going to be interesting here because we've got a pitcher for the Nitro that's been pretty darn dominant. And she's now got a lead. We saw that the Nitro have put the ball in play now against Maldonado and with some balls that were actually hit fairly hard. So it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward with the Nitro being a bit more aggressive at the plate. Emma Neal will lead off. She's the catcher for Hart. Soraya Nice in the circle for the Nitro.
And that whole pitch to concept theory does pretty well until the contact becomes pretty vicious.
Yes.
Catcher number 12, Emma Neal.
Boy, she works the top part of that zone really well. You know, just out of her hand, that pitch must look like it's going to be just right at the waist, and it ends up climbing.
Boy, just missed there.
That was a ball, but that was a really good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Let's see if she uses it as a setup pitch here.
You know, you and I were kind of wondering if that's a rise ball, and that has to be. I mean, see that ball just, they're swinging at balls that are up around the bill of their hat, and that ball has to look good partway through, partway to the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a strikeout, swinging. That's 1 down.
I had a former player that told me if the theory on the rise ball is just stay off the rise ball, that's great, but halfway to the plate, it doesn't look like a rise ball.
Exactly, yeah, that's right. Sarah Egan's the hitter, second baseman. Yeah, and it's people like us, Steve, that would give kids advice like stay off the rise ball. Well, if it was that easy, then Jenny Finch wouldn't have been all that good.
Yep.
Two strikes, boy, I tell you what, Soraya Nice is doing a great job right now. Great rhythm. Seems to be able to put the ball wherever she wants. Strike three. Another swinging strikeout.
Was that 3 pitches, Brian?
That was 3 pitches. Can't do better than that on strikeout. So as of right now, Soraya has struck out 7 of the 9 that she has faced. And that brings up Jenna Espinoza, the shortstop. So here's where, and Steve has made mention of it, this is where we'll see about adjustments. We're now going the second time through. Jenna has seen her. We'll see what kind of adjustment she can make. Kind of unveiled a little bit of a changeup right there. And it was a ball, just missed, but that also puts something in the hitter's head.
And the kid in the on deck's head as well.
1 ball, 1 strike. Right back at her. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Boy, every good hitter has a plan. But what do you do when your plan's not working? That's the key.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Espinoza. If she swung at the last high pitch, then let's go a little higher and see if she'll go for it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nice seems to be completely in charge right now. And down goes another one. Right now, the story has been Soraya Nice doing a great job in the circle for the Nitro at the end of 3 complete innings to score the Newburgh Nitro 1 and the Santa Clarita Heart 0.
With her pitching like that, they don't have to score a lot of runs.
Boy, she has done a great job. But having said all that, the Hart team down 1-0. Maldonado got out of that inning where she got a little bit of trouble, got out of it, so they're right in this thing.
Absolutely.
Boy, Steve, I'll tell you what, the weather could not be much better for a national softball tournament than what we're seeing right here today.
We got a pleasant breeze. It's warm, but it's not 110 with 99% humidity.
That is no reference to our East Coast friends.
Our SEC friends.
We want to keep them as friends. We do have a little bit of a breeze about, I'm going to say, probably the low 80s right now, and just a gorgeous day here in Salem, Oregon. Again, shout out to Billy Powers and his crew, the people who run the field at Wallace Marine Park. The field's in great shape. It's beautiful. Leading off for the Nitro, number 35, Megan Boyle. She's our right fielder. She's the right fielder for the Nitro. Grounded out to shortstop last time. That was back when Jenna Espinoza for the Heart was making every play. Shows bunt, takes the pitch, and that was just show me you can throw a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ryan Mason, the third base box for the Nitro, is seemingly intent on getting as many pitches out of the Hart pitcher as possible.
Takes a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Give his kids more looks at her as well as take a little more gas out of her tank.
Ball's hit hard foul. Coach Mace makes the play down there. catches it bare hand. His hands are right now, they hurt, and he's acting like they don't.
But he has secured a nomination to the Golden Glove Third Base Club. Third Base Coaching Box Club. All right, let's see what she does here with 2 strikes.
Maldonado went up in the zone.
Good discipline.
Boyle stayed off. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, we get down to the leadoff hitter. Boy, if you can get her on, it's a big deal in fast pitch softball. Boyle's being aggressive and protecting the zone. That ball was up, but you got a bat on it and lived to fight another pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Maldonado looking in. Jams her on the hands. That one might be playable. Just out of play. Emma Neal, the catcher, was right there ready to make that play, and it snuck over the Cyclone. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jammed her on that one. Be interesting to see what she comes back with right now. Line drive right at Espinoza, who makes another play. That ball's a shot.
Well done by Jenny Espinoza Sutherland.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, she just, actually went to her knees to maintain a good position to catch that line drive. Nicely done. Alina Gartzka is our hitter. She's a center fielder. Alina grounded out to the pitcher the last time up. Foul ball.
Just missed that one.
Up there hacking though.
One thing I'm impressed by both the teams. I haven't seen any kids that it appears that the moment's too big for them. Hey, they're salty veterans. They're here to play softball, and they're going to give it their best shot.
Ball's down. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gartzka. Ball's popped up. That may be back at us, Steve.
Fortunately, got the top half of the bat on the bottom half of the ball, popped it up.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Gartzka protecting and Maldonado trying to finish this off. Boy, she came inside and Gartzka got all over that pitch and lined it significantly foul, but that ball was roped. Okay, so now you sped up her bat, so you go back outside now. Or, frankly, if you had a good changeup right now, she might screw herself right into the ground trying to hit it.
But she probably wants to throw her best pitch here, so I imagine she's going to go outside.
Wow. Nice pitch for the called strike 3. Well done. That brings up Maya Stiegel, the second baseman. 2 outs. Maldonado had to get out of some trouble last inning, but is settled down and now is back in a good rhythm. We've got an illegal pitch here, so this is going to be a ball no matter what. You saw the umpire throw out his left arm. Don't know what he saw, but. There's a line drive into right center field. high pitch. She went in and fought it off and got the ball into right center field.
She didn't get the sweet spot on that, but she got her hands through and got inside the ball and was able to put it to the green for a single.
So the runner on first base, Ellerton, comes to the bat, or the catcher for the Nitro. And last time she was up, she hit a bomb.
First pitch.
First pitch took it out to left center field. So this is a dangerous time for Maldonado.
And I would dare say whatever she threw her, she's not throwing that one this time.
That ball's hit well. Pop fly to center field. Oh, she broke back, and now she's breaking in. And oh my, it was just it misplayed in center field, and that's going to allow the runner to come all the way from first base. The throw home. Ellerton goes to second. Stiegel scores for the second run of the game. I guess you've got to give a double right there, Steve. What do you think? I mean, it should have been caught.
Yeah.
Kaylee Schwab is the hitter, the left fielder. That ball's hit hard into the hole, past Espinoza. That's a base hit. Ellerton holds at third base. Schwab gets first, so now we got runners on first and third with Brooke Allison coming to the plate. That ball was hit well. I've got to go back, Steve, and that's got to be an error in center field.
I
didn't see any indication that there was sun or anything of that sort.
I would concur.
Allison is at the plate.
We got to hand it to Nitro.
Maldonado misses low.
They're aggressive and they're jumping on first pitches.
Ball two. Ball gets away from the catcher. Now break. Oh, the runner third broke, but then changed her mind and went back. However, the runner at first base now goes to second. So now we have runners at second and third on the wild pitch. So Allison's sitting on a 2-ball, no strike count. Boy, I'll tell you what, I'd let her go right here. And they do.
That's a nice spot for that.
Yep. And that was actually a very good pitch. I mean, she delivered that ball right at the bottom of the zone with a little bit of drop to it.
And even if she'd been able to hit it, she wouldn't have been able to do a lot of damage with it.
So we're 2 balls, 1 strike, hitters count. Maldonado's trying to get out of this situation. It's not really of her own doing. Well, the ball gets by. That's a wild pitch. And the runner scores.
I think she was trying to throw that drop ball again.
She was, and I say that those are wild pitches, and they are, but they are. I'm sure that if you asked her catcher would tell you that she should have had it. But when a pitcher bounces it, it's tough to call it a pass ball. There's a line drive off the bat of Allison. It was kind of a looping line drive fielded by Espinoza for the third out. So, through for 3.5 innings. The score, Nitro 3 and the Santa Clara Heart 0.
Well, this is certainly an inning where Hart needs to answer back.
They do. They need to, I mean, and boy, there has been nothing, what do I want to say? There's been nothing in terms of an answer. You have got Soraya Nice has been dominant.
It's certainly like she's not a one-trick pony. She's got one pitch, and you figure that out, and you're in good shape. She presents a great deal of problems for hitters.
Doing a nice job. So it sounds like, my understanding, Steve, at this point is that the Nitro out of Newburgh, the only Oregon team left. There are 26 California teams of the 36-team field, and we have an Oregon team still going.
The Nitro were the Oregon State 14B champions as well.
Lily Baggett's going to lead off for the Hart, facing Meese. Last time up, Lily struck out. What jams her. That ball, she throws that ball that curves, and it just jams the hitters. The right-handed hitters, that's tough.
And again, I pointed out, and the movement happens late. It's an effective pitch coming from the side they're not used to seeing it from.
She tried to bust out the change again. She hasn't had a feel for that pitch, but so far it's been unnecessary. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And if you're Hart, you don't want to see her master that one. She doesn't need another weapon in the arsenal.
There's another high pitch that jams her on the hands and fouls it off. So that's 1 ball, 2 strikes ahead of another hitter. She's been the story in this game so far with 9 strikeouts. There's a line drive. There's a base hit.
There we go. Takes that ball away. Ball's outside. She takes it to right field. That's a good bit of hitting.
That is a good bit of hitting. We'll see if that gives them a little bit of a jump start. Correction, she doesn't have 9 strikeouts at this point. She's got 8, which still is pretty dominant. Emma Warford coming to the plate. I think with the 3-0 leads, Steve, I can't see her bunting.
Boy, I'd be careful stealing as well.
Yeah, Ted. True story. The Sarah Ellerton gunned one out earlier. And the thing is, you need, at this point, runs are rare, and you don't want to run into an out.
There you go.
There's a wild pitch, gets her to second base. Looked like that coming through, that might have hit her hip.
Mm-hmm.
This right here, Steve, is where you tell the kids, if you're the Nitro, hey, we'll trade outs right now. Don't worry about that runner out there.
Down and away. Good spot to miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
If I were a betting man, I think she's going to come up and in on her.
She comes in. It wasn't so much up, but it was definitely in and jammed her, and a weak foul ball off to the right side. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And I want to clarify that if I was a betting man.
And obviously you're not.
No.
Okay, so she's right now got 8 strikeouts. She would love to have a 9th right now. Just about got it, but Warford hung tough. She's battling. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, she'd really like to get herself a base hit to the right side.
Boy, oh boy, that pitch is tough.
I would say that's her strikeout pitch, Brian.
Wow. Again, for people, this is Paulina Caldera coming up, the left fielder. For people who look at that and watch a game and say, why are they swinging at those pitches? The problem is that you have such a short reaction time in fast pitch softball, and that ball out of their hand doesn't look like it's going to be high, and you have to commit. There's the ground ball at the middle. Well played by the shortstop. A little bit low throw. She throws it away. Boy, that's a big break right there. So Brooke Poff made the play, did a nice job with her feet, and then just threw the ball away at first, and the run scores for Hart. That puts Caldera at first base and brings up Isabella Chavez. Isabella walked the last time up, and then was thrown out at second base.
Hart would like nothing better than to add on here.
You know, the adjustment you talk about all the time, Steve, for Hart would be to lay off that pitch that ends up at the shoulders.
But it's easier said than done because then she just
Yep.
throws her a fastball to letters for strike.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike. She likes to work the top of the zone, obviously. Two balls, 1 strike. A little bit of a hitter's count here.
And that's not a bad miss.
Not at all.
You just missed down and away, and then you got to strike up and in.
3 balls, 1 strike. You know, the other thing, Steve, that I noticed here at this level is the level of catching has gone way up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not seeing kids get on first base and then automatically go to second. It's 3 balls, 1 strike as Nice delivers. Ground ball to first baseman who touches the ball. It's fair.
Well, that's a tough play. That ball had some awkward English coming off of it.
It is, and it's ruled an error. Tough deal for Nice, and you see it all the time in fast pitch softballs. The pitcher throws balls that are, you know, great pitches, and they're not hit hard. And because of the way they're hit off the bat, they become tough plays.
Oh, my.
So Emily Benavidez, the right fielder's our batter. Swings at a pitch, a high pitch. Looked to me like, and I'm just, Saraya just bowing her neck right there and saying, I'm going to take over. And I bet you she gets something up in the zone. She battles, stays alive.
And that was a swing where you weren't sure, and then you just kind of stuck the bat out.
Yep. Benavidez struck out last time, up. She was the first out in the second inning. Down 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a ground ball hit hard to the second baseman who backhands it, kicks it. We've got.
Oh, my.
That was an interesting play. The ball was hit to the second baseman, who should have probably made the play. The runner at second rounded and headed home, and it looked like they definitely had a play at home plate. And the second baseman came up and threw to third, where no runner existed.
Yeah, there was no threat of a runner going to third.
It was just a little bit of panic right here. And granted, the runners were held at first and second, but I do think she had a play at home. Did you think she did, Steve?
I thought so, and I thought looking at the face of the runner coming down, so did she. You know, Brian, I think if my tabulation is correct, that's 3 errors in a row.
That is 3 errors in a row, and boy, Nice is just, right now they need her to kind of take over because kind of the defense is falling apart.
And my point earlier about Hart and adjusting their plan, Hart never panicked, never blinked. They're back in this thing.
Alexis Maldonado, the pitcher for Hart, is up, and that's going to be a strike on a check swing that she couldn't hold. This is a big moment for Hart. First and second, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Game's now 3-2. It's a line drive. That should be an infield fly if it's fair. That's a pop out to the third baseman. For the second out, that's a big out, Steve. Emma Neal comes up to catch her. She struck out last time she was up. But I tell you, there was a bit of an,
Yes.
bit of an adventure on that one as well. I was surprised they didn't call the infield fly right there. There's a line drive. The infield fly, if you've got runners on at least first and second, you can have it with the bases loaded as well. But if you hit a ball that's hit in the infield that's routine, that should be routine, then the batter is automatically out. The reason that rule exists is so that infielders don't purposely drop the ball, trap it, and then get multiple force plays on multiple bags. No balls, 2 strikes, and strike 3 looking. And Nice kind of had to take that over herself, and she did a great job.
Boy, she answered. Bow down through 3 strikes. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, that was a wonderful job right here. Just starts outside and brings that thing right over the outside part of the plate. So, at the end of 4 innings, the game now, 3 for the Nitro, 2 for Hart, and we've got ourselves a ball game. With the attitude in the old Hart dugout's got to be a lot better right now.
A little.
Let's take a couple minutes here and thank our sponsors. Well, Nitro, the Newburgh Nitro has to respond to that, and Maldonado has one job, and that's to put a 0 on the board to keep the momentum going. And the Nitro has one job, and that's to at least get 1 run to kind of to squell the momentum. To put
They need to answer back, and also just tactically, it's much easier if you're behind to play for 1 run than try to catch up with 2 runs.
And I'd say right now, Steve, that should we get a runner on, now the bunt comes more into
Yes,
play.
I think small ball certainly becomes more of a consideration.
Leadoff hitter for the Nitro is the leadoff hitter, Olivia Coulter, to lead off the top of the 5th. Olivia grounded out to the 3rd baseman. Hits a line drive right at left field, base hit. Good start.
Little CNI single.
Comes up, first pitch, lines it into left field. Boy, and if you're Alexis Maldonado, that's not what you want to see. You wanted to get that first out. Now I think that I would look for Haley Poff to bunt, try to move her over, let her sister Brooke have a shot at driving her in.
Offensively, the Nitro's got the top of their order up, and
they're not bunting.
And a runner on.
They're not bunting, and given how she hit that ball right there, I can't say that I blame them. That ball was hit hard.
Well, we'll give credit to Ryan Mace for knowing the game and knowing his kids.
He is a very smart man as she lines that ball into left field for another base hit. Well, if you don't bunt one of the Poff girls, then I'm not bunting the second Poff girl. This is Brooke Poff, the shortstop, coming up.
But according to the manual, you got nobody out and 2 on. A lot of people bunt here. But
Brooks lined out to the shortstop and flown out to left field. One ball on Brooke. Brooke now is in the driver's seat at 2 balls, no strikes.
boy, the challenge for her is to be cautiously selective.
Yep.
Selectively aggressive. I like that even better.
I know you want to get up here and just pound this ball and be aggressive, and good job.
But the deal is, if you're playing for a big inning, you need base runners.
So right now, Steve, 3 balls, no strikes. Do you turn her loose?
With my 3-hitter, I believe I would.
I would have to go with take a look at a pitch. And given where that pitch was, I kind of like your idea. That was one that she'd like to be able to take a cut at.
20/20 hindsight, right?
3 balls, 1 strike right now, and this is a big situation. for the Nitro and for the Hart. And ball 4.
All right, you got bases loaded and your 4-hitter up.
That's never a bad situation.
This is where the pitching coach starts throwing down a couple extra tums.
Megan Boyles is the hitter, the right fielder. Grounded out to the shortstop, lined out to the shortstop. Bases loaded, no outs. Comes inside, busts her inside.
She's hit the ball primarily left side, but look how our shortstop is well inside the baseline, trying to cut off the run.
Yeah, the Hart is pulled the infield in, except at second base, interestingly enough. So obviously Hart is going to try to make the play at home plate. I assume, Steve, by where the second baseman is playing, that she's not going to.
Yeah, either that or she didn't get the memo, but I don't think that's the case.
There's the ground ball to third, and the force at home. Pulling the infield in, so far so good.
And just looking at my spray chart, there's been a lot more balls hit to the left side against Maldonado than have been hit to the right side. So that's probably cagey defense.
That brings up Alina Gartska. She struck out looking last time and is grounded to the pitcher. There's a ball hit. It looks like he's going to drop into left center field. It's kind of a blooper. 1 run will score. Now they kick the ball around. 2 runs will score. Run gets into third base. She's safe. So that is a base hit for Lena Gartska. Scores Haley Popoff. Ball got kicked around, so there's an error in that play as well, which brings in Brooke Popoff. Megan Boyles goes to third, and Alina Gartska on the throw to third goes to second. That brings up Maya Stiegel.
Importantly, 2 RBIs.
2 RBIs, and boy, they got those runs right back, and that was big.
Way to come back with a nice pitch. Good little breaking ball, low and in.
Maya went to right center last time. If she could pick up these 2 runs, or at least 1 more, be big for the Nitro. There's a fouls that pitch off, but she'd like to have that one back. That ball was right in her wheelhouse.
Yeah. Could have done a better job of staying close. Kind of flew open on that pitch.
One ball, 2 strikes. Maldonado comes back with strike 3 looking. Boy, I tell you what, at 2 strikes like that, you've got to expand the strike zone. You just get a bat on it. Sarah Elderton's up. Sarah hit a home run in 3rd inning. Hit a shot at left center. Pop fly in the 4th inning that was misplayed into.
She's hit the ball really hard, and you have first base open. I might consider walking her, at least being very, very careful pitching to her, because she certainly could bust it open.
Pop fly to left field. That's going to be a problem. Oh, shortstop's over. Espinoza makes the play.
And that's why I'm up here, and their coaches are out there. Well done by our good friend Jenny Espinoza.
But the key right there is the Nitro give up 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th, and they come right back and get those 2 runs back in the top of the 5th. That's a really difficult thing for Hart, who had a lot of momentum, and maybe they still do, but boy, it makes it just a lot tougher. At the bottom, going into the bottom of the 5th inning, the score now, Nitro 5, Hart 2.
You know, if you're a student of body language and demeanor, both teams haven't showed them, you know, they're not kicking dirt clods, and they're not hanging their head, dragging their feet. They're hustling, playing hard, picking up their teammates. It's good softball.
We'll see what manager for the Hart, Chris Warford, see what he can do to keep his kids in it and keep his kids fired up and trying to get back in this game. This is a lot of fun, Steve, to be down here and watching this on the 29th birthday of CCTV. CCTV is our community television station in Salem, Oregon, and they are involved in a ton of community events. Really, really important part of our Salem community.
Do a great job of supporting high school and local amateur athletics.
Sarah Egan's the hitter for Hart. Sarah struck out last time, second baseman. And there comes Miss Neese just pouring across that strike. Steve and I coached together years ago, and we had a girl named Danielle Legee. Do you remember Danielle? She had that same kind of release where everything was a curveball, and it is something that's hard to get used to.
Yeah, she had a lot of spin.
Ball is jams her on the hands, and what I mean by that, when I say jams her on the hands, basically she starts the ball in the middle of the plate, and because of the natural movement, the way she releases the ball, it breaks in on the hands. It's really difficult on a right-handed hitter. That's about the third time she's tried that change-up and really never has gotten a feel for it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Comes back, another strikeout.
Well, when you can get that kind of result, you can
play with the change-up.
This will be my waist pitch.
Yeah. Jenna Espinoza, who's just been outstanding at shortstop for Santa Clarita, is now the hitter. She struck out twice, but boy, I tell you, she does a great job at shortstop. That right there was a change-up that just barely missed.
She does a good job of keeping the changeup out of the zone, just in case it doesn't change up much. Gosh.
That ball is up and in on the hands, and it's like I said, it's just.
That's probably 75% of her strikes have been that pitch, I would say.
It just has to look so good partway home. Oh man, that's almost unfair. You throw a ball in there on the hands, and then you paint the outside corner. That is really rough. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Espinoza. Neese is in complete control here. Oh. That is a wonderful job of pitching right there. She went inside and then went 2 outside. Lily Baggett comes up. Lily struck out in the first inning, got a base hit in the 4th inning. Boy, that ball was down. That's that changeup again. That's a tough one to let go, and she did. Good plate discipline. She has a plan up there. And takes one in the back.
Oh. And she kind of skips down. I don't think that may have smarted just a tad, Brian.
Yeah, it smarted, but it got her in the back, and
That's
so
right.
you know, the big muscles in the back. Not a.
Yep.
So that puts Baggett at first base, and that brings up Emma Warford. Emma had a base hit in the 1st inning, struck out in the 4th. We'll see if that hitting a batter, if that throws her off, it throws Neese off her rhythm at all.
It troubles some pitchers more than others.
Yep. That's 2 balls, no strikes.
Boy, I don't remember her very often throwing 2 balls in a row, Brian.
Soraya is right now would love to get out of this inning and put a 0 on the board. And I know that seems obvious to anybody who's listening, but there are times in a game when putting a 0 up is more important than other times.
And for Hart, they just need to get base runners.
There's a base hit to right field. Well played by the Nitro, kept the runners where they're supposed to be. Good job of hitting right there by Emma Warford.
Right fielder for the Nitro did a great job of getting the ball in a timely fashion. Hits her cut off with a frozen rope.
And with 2 outs, like we talked about before, Steve, we're playing for outs right now. Just get an out somewhere. That brings up, however, a dangerous hitter in Paulina Caldera. There's the steal at second base.
We now got 2 runners in scoring position.
And boy, you do not want to go out and get 2 runs for your team, get 2 runs, and then turn around and give up 2 runs. And so this is a big out right here.
I'm sure Chris Warford is really exaggerating the point to his hitter that she needs to be disciplined and put the ball in play.
Paulina got just called 3rd strike in the 1st inning and then got on in the error in the 4th. No balls, 2 strikes. You got to make her chase something now. I don't know about that much, but
nice hustle coming out of the circle to back that potential play at the plate on the wild pitch.
that one is so high that the catcher got a good read on it, could break and get back to the screen real quick, and so the runner at 3rd base couldn't take off.
And the ball came off hard back to her.
That right there is a tough pitch to take, and we've watched kids all day long not take it. That's a big take. That's 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Deuces are wild here. And strikes out the number 4 hitter, Caldera, to end the inning. That's a big strikeout. No damage done. The score remains at the end of 5 innings. The Newburgh Nitro 5 and the Santa Clarita Hart 2.
You know, it's a tried expression, but big-time players make big-time plays.
And I've seen that out of Nice a couple times. You know, that last inning where her defense just kind of went south on her for, you know, that inning, and she had to take control herself. Ended up getting a pop out and a strikeout to get out of it. This inning needed that strikeout to end the inning and got the job done. So we'll lead off with Kaylee Schwab for Newburgh, the left fielder. Kaylee's had a base hit and got on a fielder's choice.
Kaylee Schwab, the left fielder.
Starting off the Nitro, number 17, Kaylee Schwab.
All right, so Alexis Maldonado needs to keep the Nitro at bay. Give her team a chance to come back. Ball's pulled significantly foul.
Boy, she's got quick hands.
Counts now 1 ball, 1 strike.
And you want to tell your pitcher that's nothing but a long strike, but sometimes that doesn't resonate.
Sometimes the old pitchers know that you're just trying to.
I just got real lucky.
Boy, jams are inside. Didn't look like it looked like something a bit off speed maybe, but it was inside on the hands, and she ends up getting ahead 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It was enough to throw off her timing because she didn't really turn and get her hips open real fast. I don't think she was looking for an inside pitch.
Hangs in there. Fouls off the 2-strike pitch. Schwab's making her work a little bit. Boy, I've been impressed with the Nitro, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. That's a good 1-2 pitch. See if she'll chase something. Oh, that ain't an illegal pitch. I'm not sure what the illegal pitch was for. One of the things I would like if I was coach from the heart, unless he knows, he probably does know. I always wanted to get an explanation.
Yeah.
You know, well, for a couple reasons. First of all, I want the explanation. Second, I want my pitcher to know that I'm going to go out and battle for her a little bit.
Yep.
There's a ball,
Oh.
weak line drive that should have been caught at second base, and it was one of those ones that was just a humpback liner that it was. And I think the second baseman, frankly, just misjudged her. Misjudged her jump. She was on the way down as the ball was coming to her. Again, one of those things in fast pitch softball that balls are not hit well, and it makes the defense tough. That brings up Brooke Allison. Brooke lined out to the shortstop last time, got on a fielder's choice back in the third. Run on first base, Steve, no outs. I think I am bundled with my number 9 hitter. But, like I said, Mr. Mace knows his hitters better than me. That ball was a screaming line drive to the left side. Foul.
Maldonato's doing a good job of challenging him inside, but without getting too much of the plate.
Ball's fouled straight back. Again, she's working the inside part of the plate right there. No balls, 2 strikes. I still think that might have been, of course now I can say that with 2 strikes, but the bunt may have been in order. You've got your number 1 hitter up next.
And nobody out, yeah.
If she'd have hit a screaming double in the left center, I'd be saying that you got to let her hit. Hanging tough, hanging tough. Maldonado is coming right at her,
And
throwing some good pitches.
And she's not missing by much.
And Brooke Allison is battling. And I like her attitude on 0-2. If it's close enough to get a bat on, I'm getting a bat on it. Nice play. Well done by Emma Neal right there, because if that ball goes to the screen, then my whole argument about bunting goes out the window.
Yep.
So she saved a base right there and probably saved a scoring situation. There's a ball hit to the third baseman.
High hopper.
To second base for the force. The relay to first is not in time. So that goes 5-4 for the force out. Fielder's choice for Brooke Allison, who's now on first base, and that brings us Olivia Coulter, the top of the order. Olivia is the DP.
Who had a single last time to left field.
Here's a ball hit in left field, routine fly ball. First pitch. And that's the second out. That brings up Haley Poff.
Who also had a single last time to left field.
Walked in the third and grounded out in the first. Ball 1. This inning had a lot of promise for the Nitro, getting the leadoff hitter on, and haven't been able to move her over.
It's hard to bunch runs when you can't string hits together.
Pop fly to Miss Espinoza again. And she makes the play for the 3rd out. So we are through 5.5 innings. Score, Nitro 5 and Hart 2.
Jen Espinoza drives back, great drop step, gets back behind the softball. Just good outfield fundamentals from an infielder.
She's a good little shortstop. She's made plays. In fact, you know, we've had a couple instances where people have, you know, kicked the ball around a little bit and maybe panicked when they kicked it. But for the most part, especially on the left-hand side of the diamond, the defense has been solid.
I would agree. They're playing good softball.
So Nice gets to face the 5, 6, 7 hitters. That's Chavez, Benavidez, and Maldonado.
Who are all due.
Indeed.
Coming to play first for Hornets from the bottom of the 6th inning, number 31, Isabella Chavez.
Chavez has walked and got on an error. This is big right here, that first, getting that leadoff hitter on.
Tactically, it's a big deal as well as psychologically for your team.
And I don't care how she gets on. You can walk, you can hit, error, throw yourself in front of a pitch. You know, whatever it takes. You just need somebody, need them on.
We need a little bit of positive mojo.
You know what? That was great as far as the outside corner, and she hasn't gone down in the strike zone a whole bunch. And
no,
that was a very good pitch. There's your changeup, and she got it over for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
She's been warming up to that all game long, and that was a beauty. There we go.
I'll tell you what, though, Chavez was not intimidated by that change. That was a good pitch right there, too, and that was a good swing.
Big good swings and good pitches.
There's that change up again. Easy ground ball to third base across the diamond for the 1st out. That play goes 5-3. That brings up Emily Benavidez, right fielder. Emily struck out in the 2nd and got on an error by the 2nd baseman in the 4th. That 1st out, huge. I don't know, Steve, coaching, gosh, I tell you, when you got that 1st out, you could take a deep breath.
See, and that's the thing where you get up there. Okay, I'm not gonna swing at the high pitch, and I'm gonna turn on the inside pitch. Okay, fine. Then she throws you outside. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. That is tough pitching right there.
You know, and something I learned from a really good coach a while back. I heard somebody that stands watch the change. You can't tell kids that, because then they're sitting back on the change, and every other pitch gets them.
Well, you and I were together a couple days ago, and we were laughing about, I think it was football, and we were talking about, you know, watch this, watch that, watch this, watch everything. You know, I mean, you just can't, you know, if you go up there and start sitting on change.
Drop. Just barely.
Foul, just foul. Yeah, you go up there and sit on change, then she better throw it, because if she doesn't, you're going to just sit there and watch pitches go by. Sometimes you can do it if you've got a pitcher that loves to throw it and is going to throw it every time you get up. But I haven't seen that out of Nice.
But it doesn't make sense to load up on a pitch you're going to see 1 out of 10 times.
Yeah, Benavidez is hanging tough on 2 strikes. It's a 3rd foul ball. She's battling up there. Nice is battling. This is good softball right here.
Oh, bang, bang.
I was really surprised that the third baseman didn't try to cut that off. I thought she could. I thought she should have gone over and tried to cut that off. Infield base hit for Emily Benavides. That brings up Alexis Maldonado, the pitcher for Hart. She'd love to help herself out right here. This is a tough matchup for her, though. That natural break on the ball from the Newburgh pitcher.
And Emily did a nice job of running through the bag, and a lot of times kids will leap and actually slow themselves down right before they get to the bag.
You and I have said that a million times, you know, that I used to tell kids, you know, back in the day that, you know, when you see an Olympic sprint champion leap or slide across the line, then I'll tell you what, then you go ahead, because they get paid to run real fast. And if it was faster to get across that finish line in the Olympics by sliding, then they'd be sliding.
We'd see more of it.
2 balls, 1 strike.
That's one thing to say both these teams. They were very well coached and executed at a high level.
Right off the end of the bat, that ball's the catcher should be caught, but tough. She handled that very well.
And that's not an easy thing to jump out of your crouch and go catch a ball at day 5 of the tournament.
No, I mean, and we've seen a million times with pop-ups to the catcher that people get lost and spun around, and she was under control the entire way. That brings up Emma Neal. Emma's had a rough day at the plate. She's got a strikeout watching and a strikeout and a swinging strikeout, and now she's grounded out back to the pitcher.
All righty.
The very first pitch that she sees. So here we sit, Bod through 6 complete innings. Newburgh sitting on a 5-2 lead over the Santa Clarita Hart.
But you know, Hart got more contact this inning than maybe they've had in a little while. So maybe they're starting to, 2 things, when they're starting to figure it out a little bit, and who knows, maybe Soraya, Miss Nice, is maybe run out of a little bit of juice.
You know, that's a good point, because that is the first inning in which she hasn't struck out a
Somebody,
batter.
yeah.
In fact, Steve, that is the first inning in which she hasn't struck out at least 2 batters.
Oh my.
So she has done a wonderful job out there, and interesting to see next inning. But as we watch the coach from warming up and ducking out of the way of pitches, and another reason why I hated to go out there and warm up the pitcher, because inevitably I'd take one off the shin.
Nothing good could come from that.
You know, Steve, throughout the years, you know, you right now, as if I'm an outsider looking at this, I'm thinking that the Nitro has this well in hand. They're doing a good job. They're in total control. I'm guessing that Mr. Mace is over there going, we need to add about 3 more runs. You never feel good against a really good team.
Nope.
It's a team that can hit.
When you're talking about runs, more is better.
Brooke Poff is the hitter, shortstop. A little change up to start off, and Brooke takes it up the middle.
First pitch.
First pitch, hits the ball hard up the middle. Okay, I give up on Mr. Mace, because right now I'd try to get another run and bunt, but we're talking about our number 4 hitter. He hasn't shown any inclination to bunt his 9 hitter, so I'm thinking that she's not bunting here. This is Megan Boyles. Megan's grounded out to the shortstop, lined out to the shortstop, and got on a fielder's choice.
I'm waiting to see what he does so I can say, yep, that's what I would have done. But of course, guardedly waiting to see how it turns out as well.
Okay, so now he's killing me. Well, he's got Gertzka coming up behind Boyles, and Gertzka got a base hit, big base hit last time. Drove in a couple runs.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done. Nice
Yep.
bunt, nice bunt.
And throws it
Throws
away.
away. Got an error on the third baseman. And the runner comes all the way around from first base to score. Ouch. That one hurt.
That might have been the nail in the last one.
Now batting number 46, Alina Garchka.
So the hitter now is Alina Gertzka. Or Garchka. Who had a big hit last time up.
She'd like to have that one back.
Well, Maldonado has just had not had a whole lot of luck here in terms of, you know, like you said, pitching to contact is great as long as people make plays behind you. And it's really difficult when, and I got to give her a ton of credit. She's not, you see no change in her body.
Nope.
She just keeps.
She hasn't backed off one little bit.
She's obviously got a very short memory. She doesn't let stuff bother her. Impressed with her. Two balls, two strikes as the ball is hit well down the third base line. Top of the seventh inning here. Nitro would love to add one more. Good pitch off the end of the bat. Flip to second for the force. Well played. 4-6 in your book for the first out.
Well done, Sarah Egan, the second baseman. Get the lead runner.
Brings up Maya Stiegel. Maya Stiegel is the second baseman. I had a base hit in the fourth. Struck out looking in the fifth. One down, top of the seventh. With that bunt, Steve, laid down by Megan Boyles. It's just, you see it all the time. You put pressure on people to make plays, and it's not so much that it was a fantastic bunt, although it was a good sacrifice bunt. But you make people make plays.
You get them out of their comfort zone.
3 balls, no strikes. Okay, Maya Stiegel. I say Coach Mace lets her hit away. He's been pretty aggressive.
Well, I'll cover the other side of that and say she's got the take.
I can now say that I've been wrong virtually every time. 3 balls, 1 strike. One off the end of the bat, another sliver, base hit up the middle. Runner from first is going to go third, and now the runner from first is going to go. He's going to go to second on the throw.
Boy, it's good base running.
And that looks like it may be the end of the day for Alexis Maldonado.
Who looks like she's going to first.
And pitching now will be number 27, Emma Warford.
Boy, and that's not easy to come from the field and get, what, 6, 8 pitches maybe?
Well, I'd like to think that maybe she got some warm-ups in between, but why would she? Maldonado was doing great, and you know, I think it's not so much that Maldonado isn't doing a great job. Didn't do a great job. It's more just hoping to give him another look.
Desperate times, sometimes desperate measures. And there's especially if pitchers have a little bit of contrasting styles, whether it be their release or speeds or whatever, that sometimes that can be enough to throw off hitters.
Sure.
At least get you another out or two.
That just gives you a chance. I mean, you know, I just think that you would like to change rhythm. But boy, I'll tell you what, this inning is Soraya Nice, who's got to be sitting in that dugout for Newburgh, feeling really good about things right now. Got runners on second and third.
Boy, if I'm one of the coaches, granola bar, snare, Gatorade, what can I do for you?
Sarah Ellerton, the catcher's up, and she took one out back in the third inning, hit a home run. Part of me wants to, you know, do you do something like a suicide or just give me a safety squeeze? But now when somebody hits a home run, it'd be a hard sell.
You might get her to call timeout and go down. Is that really what you want?
1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. You know, just an observation, his umpire behind the plate's been very consistent. I think he's done a great job.
You know, and that's certainly helped with both pitchers because they haven't had to try to figure out the zone. The zone's been consistent and it's been spot on.
3 balls, 1 strike. Miss Ellerton is sitting on a good hitter's count. Takes it in the back. We call that taking one for the squad.
Yes, indeed.
Brings up Kaylee Schwab. She got on an error in the 6th. Had a base hit to left field in the 4th and got on the fielder's choice in the 3rd. They're giving Sarah Ellerton a second or two to kind of shake that thing off. I
was going to suggest that they get a courtesy runner, but they have 10
don't
kids.
Have
they got 10 kids and they got a flex DP and they played them all.
Now, I hate to say this, and there's no way that they did this on purpose, but that's not a bad strategically for Hart. That sets up the force everywhere. So that's not necessarily a bad thing for Hart.
The outcome, I don't think they. I don't think.
Kaylee Schwab, the left fielder's up.
Second.
Because now what you get is a ground ball back to the pitcher. You know, and Hart is playing in, and now the second baseman is playing in, so obviously they're going to make every play to the plate. But if you get a ground ball back to the pitcher, you can end up getting 2 out of it. Or you can end up with a base hit.
Or you could end up giving up 2.
By Ms. Schwab, and the runner, right fielder comes up, throws to first, the runner's safe. Another run driven in.
Good play by the right fielder, Emily Benavides.
Gartskiff scores on the hit. And that brings up Brooke Allison, our the first baseman. That's a good pitch.
To her credit, Emma Warford's come in a tough situation and has thrown strikes.
Our score now is 7-2. Here's pop fly back to the pitcher, and the runner at first wanders off for the double play, and the coach at first base is just looking at her going, what in the world just happened?
And there's not much you can say there.
Nor do you want to at this point. Things are going good, so let's not, mistake happened. Let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
All righty, here we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Santa Clarita Hart needs to score 5 runs to stay in this game against a pitcher who has just been dominant. The score, middle of the 7th inning, the Nitro 7 and Hart 2.
Well, I imagine if I was a fly on the wall in that circle, coach is reminding them, guys, we need to make sure that we got no cheap stuff. We're going to play down the lines in the outfield, keep the ball in front of us, no doubles. And again, as we've said before, we might trade an out for a run.
Absolutely. Right now, I don't care about, we want outs.
Mm-hmm. There's an unlimited number of runs they can score, but there's...
Wow, are we changing pitchers?
Yes, we are.
Wow.
Let's see what we got here. Well, that's got to be a position. Megan Boyles, the right fielder.
Boyles coming in to pitch, the right fielder.
And
not sure where Soraya went, if anywhere.
Who was?
She was the 10th player, so
no,
she's not in the game.
So they just
looks to me like it was just a position change.
But I imagine don't they have to drop the flex then?
Yes.
No? Yeah.
So Soraya looks like she's out of the game.
Which now will bring Olivia Coulter in someplace.
I'm guessing Olivia. I see number 1 going to right field.
Okay.
Olivia Coulter is now playing right field.
Because the right fielder came in to pitch.
To those listening, believe it or not, informing the local television station is not the #1 priority of the umpires.
That's right. So
we are left scrambling.
Along with that, we have Colonel Mustard in the library with the candlestick.
Megan Boyles now pitching against Sarah Egan, the second baseman.
Right in, deals a strike.
That's such a confidence builder. Egan struck out twice, both times swinging. Megan Boyles comes in, delivers a strike, another one off the end of the bat.
Little nubber.
And there's that spin, and we end up making the play.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 3 unassisted for out number 1 in the 7th inning. And boy, she's an entirely different pitcher. It looks to me like she's an off-speed pitcher that, and you've been geared up the entire game to hit Soraya Nice, and now you've got somebody that's throwing entirely different. Jenna Espinoza, the shortstop. Jenna's had a tough day at the plate. She struck out twice swinging, struck out watching, but has done a great job at shortstop.
Been a spark plug for him there.
Off the handle and into center field for a base hit. That's a good job by Jenna. Gives the team a little bit of a boost. Willie Baggett, the third baseman, is the hitter. Struck out one time, got a base hit to right, and was hit by a pitch the last time she was up.
Let's see how quickly Hart can dial it back down and adjust to the slower velocity.
Ground ball back to the pitcher. No panic. Over to first base for the second out. If she'd have fielded that cleanly, I think she might have made a play at second base. But once it was not fielded cleanly, she kept her head about her and made the play at first. That brings up Emma Warford. She's now our pitcher.
And as a coach, even if she'd have went to first, I'd have taken the out.
Yep, absolutely. And this right here should wrap it up.
Boom.
There's a ground ball back to Megan Boyles, who makes the play to first base for the third out. And that wraps up our game. The final score, the Northwest Nitro out of Newburgh, Oregon, beats the Santa Clarita Hart 7-2 in a game that was dominated by Nitro pitching, Steve.
Boy, I can't echo that enough. That was lights out performance. Brian, off the top of your head, how many strikeouts did she have?
I had, let me see, what did we made a note of it? I want to say
It was at 13 at one point.
I think she had 13 strikeouts. I'm doing some quick math right here. Yep, 13 strikeouts for Soraya Nice. And I'll tell you what, I got to give it to Coach Mays. I got a pitcher like that on a roll, and to take her out, and he knows his kids, and he brought in a girl who throws strikes and did a great job. She got 2 weak ground balls to the pitcher, gave up a base hit, but you know, man, that and it gives Nice a chance to maybe get off her feet a little bit, go sit in the dugout, and get ready for the next one. I'm assuming she's probably going to go for the next one. So
plus, it gives the kids you brought in a little bit of confidence and the defense behind her to feel good about it. Hey, when she comes in, all isn't lost just because we lost our ace.
Yep. So with that, our final score, the Nitro out of Newberg, Oregon moves on, and the Heart out of Santa Clarita is on the losing end of the score, 7-2.